Norway is famous for its gorgeous, dramatic, jaw-dropping natural landscape. Don't forget its majestic glaciers, fjords and mountains as well. Over 1,000 breathtaking fjords line the west coast of Scandinavia, which is home to a third of the country's population of 5.4 million people. And because of its rugged, all-natural terrain, it doesn't make travelling easy for the average Norwegian. Travelling is a pain. To journey between Kristiansand and Trondheim via the west coast, it currently takes 21 long hours and requires 7 ferry crossings to get past the 1,100 kilometre distance. Because of this massive inconvenience, the Norwegian government has planned a groundbreaking project that'll change the way they travel forever. They're calling it the E39 Coastal Highway. In this video, we're going to take a deep look into this new $47 billion project. But before we start, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos like this. The Norwegian government finally made plans to cut the 21-hour travel time drastically. They actually predict that this new highway will cut the travel time in half. But how are they going to do it? With an innovative $47 billion infrastructure project that'll make the usual long route ferry-free. Ferry-free? Hold on, how will they achieve this? Half of the trip is set over water. If you guessed that the plan would include bridges, then you're right, or I guess half right. Norway's government plans to build the world's deepest and longest rock tunnel. They plan to have it drilled under the seabed's bedrock, which measures a whopping 392 metres deep and 27 kilometres long. Yes, you heard that right, they're building an underwater bridge. Road trip, anyone? But that's not all there is to be amazed about. The most ambitious part of the project is the development of submerged floating tunnels. These tunnels will sit around 30 metres or 100 feet under the surface of the water. It's so deep, only Adele can see the plan rolling. Anyway, the concept of submerged floating tube bridges is certainly an idea that's worth praise. But it's not new. The first known proposal was made by a UK naval architect named Sir James Edward Reed back in 1886. But I guess they didn't have the technology or budget to push through with the plan. On the other hand, the idea was studied in Norway since way back in 1923 and has been put into place by the Norwegian Public Road Administration for the E36 highway. To make it a reality, the Coastal Highway Route project collaborates with 3 of the largest universities in the Nordic region, namely the University of Stavanger, the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and Chalmers University of Technology. What's more, the project involves about 50 PhD candidates working together on solving different challenges related to the E39 project and its engineering. Although this in-progress research project is not only beneficial for the E39 Coastal Highway route, but the road system worldwide as well. The collaborators are working hard to distribute the results of their research so that every part of the work they are doing can contribute to international knowledge and not be left to rot. To give you an idea, some of the research topics involved in the E39 project includes sustainable infrastructure, bridge technology for future structures, wind measurements, electric infrastructure, intelligent transport systems, ITS, societal impacts of infrastructure projects, financial gains, and contract strategies in complex engineering projects. Do your best, guys, you've got this. Anyway, let's move back to the star of the video. According to Ariana Minoretti, Chief Engineer at the Norwegian Public Roads Administration, which is the governmental body responsible for the project, the Coastal Highway Route E39 project is quite possibly the largest ongoing road project worldwide, and the largest infrastructure project to have made marks in modern Norwegian history. And once the plan does become successful, Norway could win a global race against other big guys including China, Italy and South Korea. That's because these countries are also looking into and researching similar projects. But can Norway win first prize? We'll find out eventually. Norway knows that other countries are considering infrastructures based on the submerged floating tube bridges. But instead of pure competition, these giants are in dialogue with several of them, collaborating on the execution plan. Still, It will be exciting to see who the first country will be to take home the sweet prize of being the first to build one. But why did Norway decide to go with the concept of submerged floating tube bridges? Well, to replace Norway's 7 ferries, the government did plan to build alternative constructions, either bridges or tunnels. But what made them go with the SFTBs is because some of the longest and deepest fjords can be exposed to harsh weather conditions, where floating bridges or suspension bridges will be a pain to build. If you didn't know, floating bridges and other types of bridges on tension leg platforms, despite being suitable for deep crossings, are more prone to harsh weather conditions, such as strong currents and waves, and Norway didn't want that. And when a fiord is wider than 2 to 3 kilometres or deeper than 100 metres, the existing engineering solutions today won't be applicable. The seabeds will be too deep for a typical rock tunnel, because it will require the use of a huge amount of land on the shores. And that is how the Norwegian government decided to cradle the idea of submerged floating tube bridges into their arms, and has become the best solution for fjords, no matter how long or deep they are. The tube would be placed underwater, deep enough to avoid water traffic, and their submergence can naturally reduce the main sea load. But these floating bridges should not be built so deep, to avoid needing to deal with high water pressure. Besides, 20 to 50 metres is already sufficient. To make sure these are stable enough to be crossed over, pontoons will float at the surface, or tethers will be anchored to the seabed. But to be sure, they will perform tests to see what a typical driver's experience will be, with safety playing a major part in the plan. Well, that's only natural. Scale tests for fires and explosions are also being planned. After all, there's always a possibility of a vehicle carrying dangerous goods exploding inside the submerged bridges. Also, ship collisions or submarine collisions are a major consideration, since the fields are a training field for the Norwegian Navy. The Norwegian Parliament has a long-term objective to develop European Route 39 as an improved and steady coastal highway route between Trondheim and Kristiansand in 30 years. Backing them up is the Norwegian Public Roads Administration, who is the contractor for this project. The government wants the route to run through 6 counties and the cities of Stavanger, Bergen, Ålesund and Molde. Most importantly, they're focusing on reducing the 21-hour travel time drastically by half and eliminating the need for road users to use 7 different tiring ferry connections. The significant time reduction will be made possible with the construction of bridges and tunnels, in addition to upgrading several road sections on land. With the new proposed route being almost 50 kilometres shorter, it is a big help for commuters who have gotten sick of the road scene. They're not the only ones who will benefit from the massive project. 60% of the country's export goods are produced on the west coast, so having a predictable, convenient and efficient transport system will be a great benefit for the national economy. With these new submerged floating tube bridges connecting cities along the west coast, new patterns of habitation will also be created. Also, many citizens will have a shorter path to reach their jobs, hospitals and schools. Things are looking great for tourists who want to travel to Denmark and southern Europe as well, since the E39 continues to connect Norway with these 2 locations. But it's going to be costly, and initial estimates show that the required improvements and investments will cost approximately 340 billion Norwegian kroner, or 36.47 billion euros. Despite the cost, it's still going to be worth it. Are you excited to see this project come to life? Because we are. This huge step in the world of transportation engineering will pave the way to many more possibilities in road advancement. What are your thoughts about Norway's $47 billion highway? Would you feel safe driving it? Let us know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell icon to stay updated whenever we release a new video. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.